Channel. In today's video, I want to discuss one of the most asked questions on this channel. If I miss the US. I'm an American who has moved from the US to Europe recently. Many of you want to know what it is I miss about the US, if anything at all. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a hard decision to decide to move different culture, different language. For me, going across an ocean, like it was a huge decision. And things that I miss about American culture, about America in general, and that you're so accustomed to having in your life. The thing that I first and foremost miss the most is my family and my friends. My family is amazing, and it's so hard for me when I am away from them to be away and to see photos and to get texts of things that they're doing all together and I'm not a part of it. It's definitely one of the most difficult things when choosing to live overseas or far away. So for me, this is probably the thing that I definitely miss the most, is just being with family, doing game nights, going to church together, don't get here. I don't even have friends here that have kids. So yeah, it's a massive difference. I had the privilege of going home recently for Christmas. I was home in the US. There were things that I wanted to do, experience, or things that I had missed while I was gone that I wanted to, I don't know, be a part of again, or like feel that feeling of like home. And there are things that like stood out to me when I went home that I didn't necessarily miss, but then when I had them in my life again, it was like, oh yeah, this is what this feels like. This is what I really like about America, about my upbringing in the US. One of those things is the ease of living, specifically having drive-thrus for almost everything. I didn't realize, but I feel like fast food is something that's extremely common to have drive-thrus. But in the US, and where I'm from in the US, in Washington State, it's not only fast food that's drive-in. Like at a pharmacy, you can drive up to get a COVID test, which is normal now. You can drive up to a drive-thru and do whatever you need to do at the bank. No need to go into the bank. You can just stay in your car and make your transaction there, which is not a thing in Europe, in the UK. Like drive-through ATMs, they've never even heard of them. Unless they've been to the US. It's extremely convenient. It's definitely a way that the US runs a lot of things. It's just, yeah, saving time. You don't have to leave your car. You just drive up, do your business, and then drive away. Clothing slash toiletries slash anything you want kind of store. In the US, we have Walmart or Target or Fred Meyer. These places have everything. A grocery store, places to get clothing, toys. So convenient. Here in Spain, if I need a prescription, I need to go to the pharmacy. And then if I need groceries, I have to go to a little market or a shop. Or if I need to get flowers, I'd go somewhere else. If I need to get hardware items, I need to go to a hardware store. Like everything is separated. Sometimes, like, I don't know, I can think of Carrefour has something like where you can get most things, but like clothing is not in a Carrefour. It's not an option. Like it's all food items and then maybe some like housing items, but not much more than that. So in the US, I wanted to go to Target. It was like my first stop. I just love being able to have that ease of getting everything I want in one place, and then yeah, it's over with, it's done. In the US, store hours are sometimes 24 hours a day. You can go to a store and get what you need. Some are throughout the day, so like normal. A lot of times, stores will shut in the middle of the day. Like siesta is a thing. Like my fruit lady downstairs, she will be in her shop maybe from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. and then open back up at 5. They're small businesses. They're owned by individual people. So these shops open and close whenever they want. Growing up in the US, I've become accustomed to having a car. I've always had a car since I think I was 18 when I got my driver's license, and I miss so much having the freedom and the availability of take public transportation. I can walk or I can ride my bike. But in the US, it's extremely difficult outside of specific major cities to get around with public transportation. So it's necessary to have a car. Here, like, I don't even know where I would park a car, to be honest. But I hope to one day own a car where I do have the freedom to go from place to place. I just don't see it as necessary where I'm at in life at the moment. Okay, the next thing that I miss, and something that the US is well known for, is how nice, or like, I guess, outspoken people are. I miss going to try something on in a dressing room and a random person telling me it looks good, or somebody stopping me on the street and asking where I got something, or whatever. Like, Americans just are nice, and I don't know, not all of them are nice. And they're just not afraid to talk to strangers. And I feel like so many places in Europe, so many places that I've been, people are not as open and excited about talking to you, or, you know, willing to talk to a stranger. In the US, it's fairly common. I feel like it's something that when people go to the US, they experience, and it's kind of a culture shock. And it's something that I miss. When I went back home, it was so nice for me to even be able to say something to someone, complimenting them in public to a stranger, which is so uncommon here. And maybe it's uncommon in the US, but I feel like I do it, or I see people do it all the time. And I absolutely love that about American culture. Like, it's something that stands out, and I wouldn't change it. I don't want to change it, and I don't want to change it about myself. Like, I want to be open and able to tell people that I like something about them if, you know, I like it. I don't want anybody to stop me from doing that. Now, this is a little bit more specific to where I grew up in Washington State, but I do miss the green, and I miss the mountains. I miss all the water and all the trees, all the birds. Like, there are a lot of things here in Barcelona. You can go out into the mountains and take hikes, but the terrain is incredibly different. I love that in Washington State, you can go to Mount Rainier National Park and be surrounded by incredibly tall trees that are so green and so old, and then waterfalls and lakes that are full all year round. Like, they don't dry up. It does rain a lot, but to me, it's totally worth it for how beautiful Washington State actually is. And I miss that so much. Like, I get refreshed. I get like so much excitement from being in nature and experiencing nature. And here I can get that on the beach. I can get that in the mountains if I go a little further outside the city. But in Washington, there's something special about it. I did not appreciate where I grew up until I left, traveled the world, and then went back and realized just what a special place it is in Washington, where it's just green and stunning and beautiful, and you can take hikes any time of the year if you're okay with getting wet. But I do love Washington. I do miss, and every time I go back, I appreciate how green it is and all the water. It's stunning. Highly recommend. Now, if there's one thing America does right that I can claim that they do right from experience, is public toilets. America has so many public toilets. You can stop on the freeway at rest stops with lots of public toilets, and they're all free. You can stop in any fast food restaurant, you can stop at so many places, and you can use the toilet without having to pay €1, without having to like pay for toilet paper in the bathroom. Like, America has public toilets where you can just use them for free, which seems like it should be like a normal human right, but it is not. It is hard to find public toilets places. And yeah, I've come to really appreciate that about the US. Absolutely not. I love being challenged every day. I love the challenge of learning a new language. Even just going to the grocery store can be frustrating and challenging sometimes. But to me, like, it keeps me on my feet. Like, I am always winging it. Ding, ding, ding. It's really true, though, that my name of this channel is definitely true to who I am and how I'm living life daily here in Spain. I absolutely love it. And the things in the next video, I want to talk to you guys about what I miss about the UK. There are many things I miss about the UK. I lived there for 6 months and it definitely made a mark on me. So subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications, stick around. I have more videos to come of living in another country, solo travel, and my life experiences. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all, and have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Adios.